Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Got sunflower seeds in my mouth still. But this is gonna be a really fun video because this is my first trip to the range with my new 264 Win Mag. New to me. Y'all that watch the show would see me got this at Tolliver's a couple weeks ago now. I've been busy, I hadn't been able to make it to the range, but Remington model 700 Sendero in 264 Win Mag. I'm gonna get this threaded, but for now it's not, and it's gonna be loud. Just yesterday morning, I put this rail on it, and an Arkin EPL4, if you can see that. You guys watch the show know I love Arkins. We get 25% off everything with code WHOTEEWHO, so if you need some optics, 25% off Arkins. Put them on a bunch of stuff now, and I've tested them quite a bit, even hunting with them. 25% off all their stuff. Best value in optics, my opinion. But I put this same EPL4 on my 220 Swift, did real good with it. Got groups under 1/2 inch. I will be very excited if we get 264 Win Mag doing 1/2 inch groups. Ammo's a little bit scarce, but I have been able to find a couple factory loadings. Got that at Tolliver's too. But it's not any good to us until we sight it in. You guys watch the show. No, I get everything on paper at 10 yards, then I take it back to 100. Today, I got to get it sighted in. I'm looking for the bow lots I brought out to test it. This is what I brought out to test it with. Just like everything else, I normally sight stuff in with the cheapest stuff I can find. This is the cheapest stuff I can find. See, I got bugs flying everywhere today. Yeah. But this is PPU 140 grain. So if you're not familiar with 264 Win Mag, .264, that's in inches, right? 264 is the same as 6.5. So 264 Win Mag can use the same projectiles as 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC. The list goes on. But just to show you what one of these 140 grain PPUs looks like, it's a lead nose. The projectile looks kind of long, doesn't it? Belted cartridge. Essentially, it's a 6.5 Creedmoor with more powder behind it. Now, in another video, I chronographed this particular PPU stuff, and it is weak sauce. You might as well be flinging 6.5 Creedmoor with this PPU. It's only going 2,800 some feet per second, but it is the cheapest, so that's what I'm gonna get it sighted in with. I already bore sighted this thing, put it on the lead sled, and lined up the barrel to the scope best I could, just looking down the barrel. So let's fling one at 10 yards. I might make a quick adjustment, then we'll go back to 100 yards, get it sighted in, and we'll get our very first assessment of how this 264 Win Mag is going to do. That's over 20 years old, I think, and how it likes this PPU stuff. I've definitely got some hotter stuff and some more factory loads to test, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed for the videos coming up. Got them notifications on because I'm going to be doing a bunch with the 264 Win Mag, sighting it in, ammo test, long range, maybe even catch some deers with it. But stay tuned for all the stuff we got coming. But for this video, we got to get it sighted in, so let me get set up with the cameras and let's get it going. I hope it likes the PPU just because it's the cheapest stuff, but we'll see what happens. All right, so check it out. Out the house quick. I got to get a different scope mounted on this before I get out to the range, but just to give you a quick look at how I got it. I believe this thing is from the 90s. 264 Win Mag, Remington 700 Sendero. It has a Bushnell Elite 3200 with those direct mount style rings. Used to be real popular. Some people still use them these days, especially on lever guns and stuff. Me, I like pick rails and lots of zoomies. Especially, I'm going to get something with a dial so we can really dial it out. Go take it to 1,000 yards. Go do some serious mule deer catching or whatever we want to do with it. But you guys watch the show know I love Arkin optics, so I'm going to put this pick rail on it. Leupold rail. Long action rail. Shout out to Tolliver's. When I picked this up, they had this too. But yeah, you guys that watch the show know I love Arkin. My opinion, best glass, best optics you can get for the money. But I'm literally doing the same thing. If you saw the 220 Swift video, same setup, same EPL4, same little pole rail on the 220 Swift as this 264. But let me get this slapped on here quick. Like I said, I might do a giveaway for this scope or something. There's a lot of people said they're after this scope, but we'll see what happens on this old Bushnell. But for the time, that was probably a really nice scope. But these days, we got a lot more better scopes. So let me get this old school Bushnell off, arcing on, and I'll be right back and show you quick. All right, and here we have it. A Remington 700 Sendero. Upgraded to the 21st century as far as optics go. So got everything torqued. This thing definitely is not light, but check that out. Arkin EPL4 on that rail. Somebody's gonna say, man, you need to have that scope closer to the barrel, man. Why is it so high? Nah. That's one thing I never get hung up on. There are some people that are sticklers. They want to buy a piece of paper between there. Doesn't matter. At least to me, if that's what floats your boat, have at it. But I have never once been a stickler for trying to get it super close to the barrel. My opinion, that's some old FUD lore. Woo, I like it. Let me turn that down. But let's go hit the range. I'm gonna bore sight it and hit the range. Man, I've got to go do some long range stuff. And we got to go catch a bunch of deer. But 264 Win Mag, never had one in my hands till I got this one. And it's super nice. It's a Sendero. I've never even held a Sendero, and now we got one. But let's go hit the range with it. Hopefully it groups pretty good. All right, so if you watched the show for a while, you know how I do this. But at 10 yards, I have a paper plate. I'm going to fling one right there, see where it's at, and just make sure that our scope is aligned good with the barrel. One thing I like about this Arkin EPL4 is the parallax goes down all the way to 10 yards. So we got a real clear picture here at 10 yards. Just gonna single feed me one here. Big old case in there. This one's gonna have some boogie on it. I'm gonna aim at the top dot, and I want my hit to be near the bottom dot. So we'll see how she goes here. Do my best. Get us a good squeeze here. Well, that hit is pretty near that dot, so I'm not even going to touch the scope right here. It should be on at 100 yards on paper, so I'll meet you back at 100. Let's get this thing dialed in for bullseye, do some groups with that PPU, see how it does. All right, so here we go back at 100. I've already loaded 3 in here. Hopefully that's enough for us to get it sighted in. I like that this one has the detachable box mag at the bottom. It's actually a pretty big mag. I think some of them may have been top loaders, but I like this one. It's pretty slick. But we need more parallax and we need more zoomies for sure. Crank this one all the way up to 24 zoomies. And bring her back down. And I'm gonna send one and hold center target down there. Make sure my ears are in. No shusher today. Fed good. That's a good sign. I hadn't really tested that much yet on this one. Send one at the center target. Do my best with the trigger here. Trigger on this one, not quite as good as the trigger on my 220 Swift one. Here we go. Good squeeze there. Looks like I'm about 1, 2, 3.5 inches low and about 3/4 inch left. When I sight stuff in, you guys watch the show know I normally pick this rest. This is my Caldwell Lead Sled DFT2. Promise I'm not a sissy, but it takes a lot of the me out of the equation as far as putting bad forces right, left, up, or down on it. But we go ahead and make a quick scope adjustment, and then I'll send another one. All right, I think this is gonna have us pretty near bullseye, assuming it doesn't absolutely hate this PPU stuff. That feeds like butter. Man, that feeds good. Send another one here. Good squeeze there, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. It's within an inch of the bullseye. Ooh, it didn't eject that one. Interesting. Hopefully this thing ain't broke, huh? Ejected that one. Nothing funky on the brass. I wonder what happened. This is not high power stuff either. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a group of 3 on that center target. And we'll adjust if we need to from there. That's probably the best feeding bing bang I've ever had my hands on. And I've had my hands on a lot. Not real happy about that. It looks like this PPU is not going to be that great. About an inch group so far, just with 2. I was sitting there talking good about you, buddy, and then you messed up a feed on me. Send a 3rd one for this group. Yeah, so this PPU is grouping about 1.8 inches or so, and the up and down is on the bullseye, but the left to right's a little off, so I'm going to make that adjustment and we'll do one more group here before fooling with it anymore. Hopefully, oh man, I've got all kind of bugs all over me today. Sweat bees just been giving me the business. Hopefully this thing isn't just a piece of garbage. I did get it secondhand or maybe 10th hand from the pawn shop, but typically I've had really good luck getting used stuff. PPU isn't necessarily known to be the highest quality, best grouping stuff out there, is it? But let's go top left target and see if this will do any better. Still feeding pretty good. Send 3 quick, no yapping. We got a bullseye out of that one. If we can do it again. And we got a bullseye out of that one. So, now that first group, I really had some doubts. Now, I'm really thinking that this thing was worth it. These Senderos are not cheap, and they have a really good reputation. So, maybe we just had to get some brass and some lead through the barrel. Remind it what it's supposed to do, maybe, huh? If we put a 3rd one in there like that, I'm gonna get up and dance. Somebody said, please don't dance. Well, it's grouping good. I didn't put it in the same hole, so I'll save y'all from dancing, but that's probably a 1/2 inch group. And I know this thing's pretty steamy now, so I'm gonna pause for a second and let's go measure those groups quick. If you missed the 220 Swift Remington 700, I got the same day as this one. It has proven to be worth it too, so I'm pretty excited about this. And between factory stuff that I've already got, and I'm gonna load for 264 Win Mag eventually, I'm happy with the purchase. I'm getting this thing threaded too, but let's go measure that, those 2 groups there. That barrel's hot. All right, guys, so here's our target. Remember, that was my first hit off the bore sight. Made a quick adjustment, got it in the ballpark, and that's my first group of 3 out of 100. 1.51 inch. Now, that's not exciting. That's on the depressing side. With a Remington 700 Sendero. Thing is fancy pants. These are big money. Even used, you find a Sendero, it's not going to be cheap. But hey, look what happened here. I didn't do anything except I adjusted the scope to the left and then flung this directly after these. Didn't let it cool, nothing. So 0.44 inch group. The first two were dead bullseye, and that's with those PPU 140 grainers. Now again, I have chronographed that stuff, and it is weak sauce. It's only 2,800 some feet per second. So I mean, if a 284 or 264 rather is what you got, you could probably catch a deer with that. But really the whole purpose of having a 264 is to have some real horsepower on it, and that stuff is pretty weak. I mean, sure, 2,800 feet per second will take a deer, but that's kind of not the point of 264 Win Mag. But left the calipers there too. That makes me happy, happy, happy. But there you have it, guys. 0.44 inch group. If we get under a ½ inch group, hey, with anything under ½ inch, that's going to put a big smile on my face. You know, 0.2 and 0.3 is better, but 0.4 is in my I really like it group. But yeah, Remington 700 Sendero 264 Win Mag. Y'all been blowing up my phone for me to get this to the range, and I got it out here as soon as I can. Put it up here so you can read it. Where does it say it on there? Right there somewhere. 264 Win Mag. And the Senderos got this flute with the black in it. Pretty cool. If you see one, especially for a deal on it, man, this is the first one I've ever had, and I really like it. I got to throw out in there too, hey, I'm not dipping. I got the seeds out here. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Truly, truly appreciate you watching. I've got tons of videos coming that I am extremely, extremely excited about, including more testing with this thing, group testing, like I said, long range and a whole bunch of stuff. Let me know what you want to see me do with the 264. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't already, go to WHOTEEWHO.com. We got hats like this. I promise they don't come dirty. I've been wearing this one for 2 years. Hats like that, shirts, all that stuff. And make sure to sign up for our free newsletter on WHOTEEWHO.com. We're doing giveaways on there all the time and lots of cool stuff. Appreciate y'all. Well, let me know what you think about the 264. We'll see y'all on the next time. See y'all on the next one. WHOTEEWHO.